What happens if you find chametz in your house? A chol hamoed, say. That you didn't know about. I mean, you thought you had cleaned your house and that everything was perfect, and you find chametz. Well, as far as ownership of that chametz that you found in your house is concerned, well, maybe that's been taken care of. Because you sold the chametz. I mean, even though it's hard to understand how you could sell something that you don't know that you own, but let's say that you sold the chametz. You also did bitul. You kind of denied ownership on the chametz, even the chametz that you didn't see. But here it is, sitting right there in front of you. So you have to get rid of it, because it's ultimately accessible. It's chametz that anybody in your household might eat. The Gemara calls that a gluska yafal. Or what happens if you find a tort, and you can't, just can't control yourself. You've got to taste it to see how it is. So the Gemara, the halacha, is very concerned about that. It's concerned that you'll find chametz and then you'll forget what's going on, whether you're before Pesach or during Pesach or after Pesach. As a result, it's absolutely important to get rid of the chametz that you found. On Chol HaMoed, it's easy enough. You can make crumbs out of it and throw it into the air and it'll disappear. On Yom Tov, it's a little harder to get rid of, but you could, perhaps if it's small, push it down the toilet and flush it away. In that way, there's no doubt that the chametz will not present a danger to the people who live in your house and who eat therein. It's important to remember that it's not just the possession of chametz, but it's the availability of the opportunity to eat chametz that has to be dealt with. The way that we deal with it is by placing guards against that. I'll give you another example. If you own books, and the books are in a place where close to the place that you eat, and you have reason to imagine that chametz somehow got into them. So you imagine crumbs. You open a book, you open a chumash, out come the crumbs are on your shirt. There are some people who might forget and put their finger on their shirt, take the crumb and put it in their mouths. So that even though those crumbs don't mean much to anybody, and you may not own them, nevertheless, they present a problem, and therefore it's a good idea to clean books that are in that category, books that you use at the table on Shabbos, chumashim, and of different kinds, and books that you have with interesting comments on Parshat HaShavua, to actually take those books and open them and try to make sure there are no crumbs in them. In Yerushalayim, there are people who put their books, those kind of books, on the mirpesah, let the wind blow through them, and in that way they ensure that there's no chametz in the book. I wish you all a happy and kosher Pesach. Be well.